30 past the hour. Joining us now, member of the Select Committee on Intelligence, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin in West Virginia. Did you close your microwave on your houseboat today?
No.
Oh, boy. You need to go and close it, because you know what happened.
Maybe I'm tuned in.
You could be tuned in.
Tuned in.
They're listening to everything you're saying right now, Joe. Do you know that? Okay, so let's talk seriously about health care. What?
Funny start to the segment.
I'm happy.
The bad thing, I'm not seriously about this now.
It's gotta go.
I'm ready to
You
go.
got to go close the door of the microwave.
You never know.
And unplug
The
it.
door's closed, but it's not unplugged.
Okay.
All right, you're half good. So you were clapping at the president's address to Congress about coal, bringing coal jobs back. That's good.
Let me just say this. Everybody said the clapping, and they said about the hug and this and that. I said, listen, what I said when he was, I said, thank you for at least giving a shout out to the hardest working people in America.
Thank you. Exactly.
For the first time we heard something, thank you for the job you do.
The president should do more of that.
I said thank you. That's what I
think
said.
it's great when he brings in the union guys and talks to people who are really doing the hard work that makes this country run. I applaud the president for that.
First time I heard any.
Yeah, I totally understood where you were.
I hope you're glad.
Now health care. How's this plan look for the people of West Virginia?
Here's what I said. I just first blush at it. When I looked at it, I got hit three ways. I got an elderly population, which are challenged financially, so poor. I've got poor people. Basically, I have more people percentage-wise coming on the expansion than most any state. And then I have a horrible opiate addiction problem. Every one of them got hit. Every one of them got hit.
Right.
And I said, on top of that, how can anybody look at anybody in the eye and say, but we gave $575 billion tax
raise,
to the people that basically need it the least. And then on that, they're saying, yeah, but we saved $330 or $40 billion. I said, come on now, don't play games. I said, the bottom line is, if you think it's too expensive because you expanded too much, think about this. You know that anything you buy today in America, and it comes in a box or however you open it up, and there's instructions, right?
Right.
And it tells you how to assemble it or how to use it. We gave 20 million people health care for the first time. Didn't give them any instructions. Nothing. So I think there's some really synergies there. There's some savings of how we could use it, be more healthy.
Right.
Lifestyles, changing things. We're not trying any of that. We're just throwing them off. So throwing them off.
Obamacare, does it help the people of West Virginia?
Almost certainly. But now, can we do it better? Absolutely. Now, the people that got hurt, if you weren't on the...
Because President Trump says it's a disaster.
Well, if you weren't on the expansion, if you weren't on the exchange, if you didn't get insurance for the first time in your life, if you didn't get the donut hole closed, if you didn't get all these things, anybody that wasn't in that category, they're going to say it's a disaster because they're paying higher premiums and higher deductibles. It's like having no insurance. Then we have to fix the private sector. But only one person's come to me and sat down sincerely and tried to fix it, or would like to fix it, is Bill Cassidy from Louisiana. As a Republican, he said, Joe, I know you and I can work together. I said, Bill, I'm happy to work with you. He gave me his bill. I looked at it first blush. He says, Bill, we've got some problems. And then everything went silent because his bill was just kicked to the side. It wasn't even considered.
Well, let's nail this down. Let's say the system was kept in place as is, but you had one change you could make to Obamacare to improve it, whether it's for country at large or West Virginia specifically. What would that one change be?
Well, the first change would be the market basically for the 26-year-olds. I've got 26-year-old. I haven't found one that bought it yet. I haven't found one 26.
Okay, how do you make it more learned for 26?
You change the requirements of that plan. You have catastrophic. You change it. We call it a copper plan, and it should be about $80 to $100 a month. Right now, it's $46.
And only young people can purchase the catastrophic plan, or can everyone purchase that catastrophic plan?
Well, you have to open the market up, the product to the market. And some people, if you're a healthy 45-year-old and you're doing everything right, you don't want all this other. So
but the thing about healthcare is that you don't know when you're going to get hit with something,
right?
Exactly.
So
if you give catastrophic coverage to a bunch of people, you're going to end up with a lot of people not having coverage that they need.
It's hard.
That's the risk that's inherent in the system, and that's
correct. That's called insurance.
They can book that. They can book that one.
Okay.
All right, Willie Geist.
Senator Manchin, a lot to talk about this morning. I want to ask you about one other subject. We had Lindsey Graham on earlier. He's waiting for an answer from Director Comey of the FBI about whether or not the FBI is investigating the Trump campaign and perhaps connections it had to Russia. Let me just ask you, you sit on the Select Committee on Intelligence. Do you believe that the Obama White House or some entity in the government wiretapped Donald Trump as a candidate?
I haven't seen a thing that indicates that whatsoever. I'm looking for more information. I'm getting as frustrated as every other senator up there. And today we're going to have a meeting on our Intel meeting And we're going to find out. It's going to be, I think, a come to Jesus meeting. Let's find out where we are. And I want to know, and I appreciate Lindsey doing what he's doing. And if we can't get the information, if we can't get the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, and everybody giving us what we need in an intel, in basically a closed hearing where we are sworn to secrecy, if we can't even get that, how do we expect the public to have light on this? So we're upset about it. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mike, go ahead.
Senator,
Mike Barnacle.
Senator, I mean, you live close to your state. You can go home a lot to a state filled with hardworking people, veterans, miners who have seen their companies close and leave the state. And it's a state that went overwhelmingly for Donald J. Trump for president. So when you go home, how do you speak to people who voted for Trump, who under this proposed health care bill, with no access, very little access to opioid clinics, rehab facilities, what do you tell them other than, you know, you're probably going to die if you get sick?
Mike, let me just say this. I spoke to the president, 3 weeks or more ago. We were just speaking on different issues. And I said, Mr. President, don't let them lead you down the primrose path. I said, the bottom line is that you can't repeal it and replace it, because you can repeal it with 51 votes in the Senate. It's going to take 60 to fix it. So be careful what you're doing here. And then he said, well, basically, we'll repeal it and replace it the same day, which is almost an impossibility. But with that, good intentions, okay, can't be done. We've not even worked on the bill. And then I've said, let me tell you, Mr. President, over 70% of the people that probably benefited from the expansion, from the subsidies, for all the things that we're doing, whether you're addicted and we got now recovery places or treatment centers, those people don't know how they got these services. They really don't. They just think it's expansion of government, if you will. They didn't know it was the Democrats. They didn't know it was President Obama. They had no idea. But let me tell you, Mr. President, they're going to know who took it away from them. They will know if they lose it. So you ought to try to repair it first. Take that vote and see if you get 60. If not, keep trying to repair it until we get it fixed. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because you own it, you'll be blamed for it, and they'll know who did it to him.
Very good advice for the president, and you know he's listening. Senator Joe Manchin, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks. Really do.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.